Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, you're welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell. Thank you so much. So in my last update about This Is Fate, Prithvi was shocked after Preeta challenged him that she would expose him finally this time without failing. And Preeta receives a call from the hospital that Prithvi has gotten to the hospital to kill Sandeep. Then Preeta decided to do something in order to save Sandeep's life. Let's continue. Preeta goes to the hospital to rescue Sandeep from Prithvi. Preeta enters the hospital. She sees Shilpa, so she rushes to her and she helps her regain consciousness. Preeta apologizes to Shilpa for dragging her into this situation. Shilpa explains that Prithvi has went to room 202 to poison Sandeep. Preeta gets worried, thinking that this would mean that Prithvi has already reached the room. But Shilpa explains that when the lights were flickering, she asked the ward boy to go and shift Sandeep to room 302, and Preeta is relieved. Shilpa requests Preeta to go and save Sandeep from Prithvi without worrying for her. Preeta rushes to save Sandeep, but she sees Prithvi walking on the other side of the hall. Preeta immediately hides, so Prithvi is not able to see her. Prithvi tries to rush after Preeta, but Preeta hides in the room, and she is glad that Prithvi moved on from room 302 so that she can save Sandeep. Preeta rushes into the room. Prithvi sees the door closing. Preeta rushing into the room requests Sandeep to wake up as they have to leave, but Sandeep doesn't respond. Preeta hears the door opening and she immediately hides again. Prithvi is relieved to see Sandeep in the room. He explains how he wants Sandeep not to deceive him, as if he has stayed with him, then he would not be lying in the hospital bed. But Sandeep switched sides. Prithvi asks Sandeep to call anyone he desires for help, as no one would come to him. Prithvi explains that he is the Yamraj who has come to take his life. He tries searching for the injection, but he is not able to find it. Preeta, hiding behind the machines, thinks of a plan. She quickly changes the poison with something that is not harmful. Prithvi, however, feels that there is someone else in the room. Preeta is hiding behind the machines. Prithvi walks towards the bed, kneeling to see if anyone is there. Prithvi thinks that his ears are beating, as he is constantly thinking that someone is near him, but he is not able to see anyone. Prithvi then takes out the medicine, seeing which Preeta gets angry. Prithvi asks Preeta that who says that life and death are in the hands of God, as it is not true, because they are in his hands. He then injects the medicine in the IV bag, thinking that now Sandeep is surely going to die. Prithvi, in excitement, walks out of the room. He is shocked to see that his ring is missing, and he wonders where it has gone. He thinks that if the police are able to find his ring, then it will be the proof against him. Preeta comes out of the hiding, informing Sandeep that he should not be worried, as he has just been injected with multivitamins, and the only thing which they would do is to boost his immunity. Preeta hears that someone is coming. Prithvi, in a hurry, enters the room trying to find his ring. However, he is shocked to see that Sandeep is not in his bed. Prithvi, standing at the window, sees Preeta standing by the ambulance while the ward boys are placing Sandeep in the ambulance. Prithvi tries to run after Preeta. However, he thinks that he must first find the truth about his ring, because if anyone else gets hold of his ring, then his plan will be ruined. Prithvi is able to find his ring with the help of his phone. Prithvi, while driving the car, is wondering how it all happened, because he was really careful. So how was he deceived? Prithvi then recalls when he thought that someone was with him in the room, and he is really shocked. Prithvi tries to think where Preeta took Sandeep. Preeta brings Sandeep into the Luthra house with the help of the ward boys. Raki brings the wheelchair. Raki asks that why did Preeta go alone, because if she told them before, then someone might have accompanied her. Preeta explains that she got to know in such a hurry, and that was why she was not able to inform anyone. Shruti asks that then why did Preeta not call them afterwards. Preeta replies that they can talk about it later, but first they need to hide Sandeep. She asks Samru to take care of Sandeep. Preeta, along with Samru, Shruti and Raki entered the room with Sandeep. Preeta explains that they have to make sure that Sandeep is hidden from Prithvi. Raki asks Preeta if Prithvi knows that Sandeep is here. Preeta replies that Prithvi doesn't know, but they have to be really careful since he is Prithvi and is really clever, so he would be able to find out the truth. Preeta decided to go and close the front door, but just then, Prithvi stops her from closing the door. Preeta is shocked to see Prithvi. Prithvi asks that what happened, and will she not allow him to come inside. Preeta replies that it is nothing like that, and Prithvi asks that why is Preeta in so much tension. Prithvi tries to question Preeta what has happened, And Preeta says that Prithvi even knows what has not even happened. Prithvi says that he is like that because he can see what is hidden and he knows what is the truth. Preeta asks Prithvi to say it clearly. Prithvi asks that what is Preeta hiding, which he wants to know. Prithvi asks if Preeta has a phone. Preeta asks if Prithvi is scared that she is recording him. Prithvi asks that what benefit did those recording give Preeta. He then asks if Preeta's phone has a camera. Preeta asks that why is Prithvi so scared, but Prithvi however replies that he is not scared and he is only alive because of his cleverness. Preeta is adamant and she says that she was not at the hospital and she is not understanding Prithvi's petty talks, but Prithvi then says that it would be clear and he asks that where did Preeta take Sandeep. Preeta however refused to accept that she had anything to do with Sandeep. And Prithvi says that Preeta was even at the hospital, but Preeta is adamant that she was not there. Prithvi explains that he saw Preeta with Sandeep by the ambulance and he can even see her from the top of a building because she has a special place in his heart. Then Preeta should not be so confident because he can never be mistaken and he has saw her at the dock by the ambulance. Prithvi requests Preeta not to come in his way because he has threatened her a lot of times before, but Preeta persists on harming him. However, she will not be able to do it. Preeta explains that she can do anything for her family, and when someone tries to harm them, then she can become just as the dog grandma in order to protect her family. Prithvi says that Preeta would not be able to expose him, but Preeta insists that she would make sure that Prithvi reaches the end of his life, as she will surely help Rishabh, so Rishabh will be freed, and then Prithvi will be in jail for all the crimes which he has committed. Prithvi is relaxed that nothing can happen to him, as he would like always remain victorious. Prithvi lives in anger. Preeta thinks that she has revealed all of her plans to Prithvi, but she has just kept one card hidden, which is Sandeep, so that Prithvi is not able to get him. Prithvi reaches his room in frustration. He sits on the sofa pouring out water. Kritika wakes up asking that where did Prithvi go to so late at night and is just coming back at this hour. Prithvi in anger says that he doesn't like to be questioned this much. Kritika gets tensed and Prithvi asks that how did Kritika like his acting as it was just a prank. Kritika leaves. Prithvi standing thinks that what should he do now because he needs to end Sandeep tonight. Prithvi thinks that whatever he says about Sherlyn is wrong because Sherlyn always had a plan. He is not even able to contact her. Prithvi thinks that there is so much tension in his life because at one moment he feels that everything is sorted, but at the other there are so many problems. Prithvi is sure that Preeta would have brought Sandeep to the mansion and he must search all the rooms to find Sandeep now. Kritika coming out thinks that there will be a lot of tension in the business and that is why Prithvi is acting weird. Preeta entering the room explains that Prithvi has come back and he knows that she is aware of his entire truth, but he doesn't know that Raki also knows about it. Raki advised Preeta that they should inform the entire family about Prithvi now. Shriti immediately stops Raki, saying that they should not expose Prithvi now because if Prithvi comes to know about it, then he would either die or harm someone, but the way he is, he would surely try to harm someone. Preeta explains that Shriti is right because if Prithvi comes to know that they all know his truth, then he will start making plans, so it is better that Prithvi thinks that she only knows about him. Samir explains that Prithvi will come to know that Sandeep is in the Luthra mansion and he will try to search for him. Raki says that it is a house, so Prithvi will not be able to find Sandeep. Prithvi coming out of the guest room is tensed because he was not able to find Sandeep. Prithvi is amazed with the cleverness of Preeta, as Preeta knew that he would look at the guest room. Prithvi sitting on the sofa wonders where they would have all hidden Sandeep. Prithvi thinks that he only has tonight, otherwise everything will be ruined. Prithvi, however, standing with renewed mind, thinks that this cannot happen because he doesn't know how to lose and he will surely not let anyone else win. Prithvi started looking into the rooms. He is amazed to see Grandma sleeping so peacefully. He then says that his sleep has vanished while Grandma is busy sleeping peacefully. Prithvi then opens the door of Mahesh Luthra. He thinks that anyone can sleep after taking a pill. Prithvi closing the door wonders where is Sandeep Khanna. He says that he has checked all the rooms, so he thinks that where would Preeta have hidden Sandeep. Prithvi waiting for a moment thinks that he can propose that he is Preeta and he wants to hide someone who cannot be found. Prithvi realizes something and then thinks that he would not keep the person in the same room and he would constantly be changing his location. Prithvi is really impressed with the thinking of Preeta. He says that whenever he gets to fight with people who are also smart, he is forced to use his brain even faster. But sorry to say that Preeta will not be able to hide Sandeep from him, because Preeta herself will take him to Sandeep's location unknowingly, because Preeta doesn't know the kind of person he is. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I'm glad to let you know that the next episode will be how Preeta would use Sandeep in order to expose Prithvi. And finally, Prithvi will be exposed to the Luthra family and he would go to jail. That will be in the next update and I'm dropping it today. So don't forget to subscribe, turn on the bell and please like this video and share it. I'll see you guys in the next update. Bye guys.